You worked your butt off the entire offseason just to get in season and lose some of that skill. Well, I'm here to tell you you don't have to. I'm gonna teach you guys how to work out in season the proper way from when I was a Division III basketball player averaging 15 points a game and got second team All-League. I'm Danny Cooper, skills coach for top high school prospects, Division I players, and NBA athletes. Over the years, I've learned that great development isn't just about drills, it's about connection. The trust, communication, and relationships I build with my players are what allow us to grow their games at the highest level. On this channel, I'm sharing the same concepts, skills, and details I teach every single day. So if you're committed to getting better, you're in the right place. So I'm gonna take you guys through these steps. The first thing we need to do is set our goals, right? What are our goals for working out in season? Well, number one is maintain our skill / conditioning, right? So obviously in the team practice, the coach is not going to be focused on you individually. So in your in-season workouts, you really have to have a specific focus in maintaining your skill and conditioning and making sure that you're staying on top of that. The second thing is to keep confidence. We all know that one of the best ways to create confidence is to work hard and prove yourself right. So in the summer, you're working out 2-3 times a day maybe. You know you're outworking everybody. But once you get in season, you stop doing this, all of a sudden you might be missing some shots in games and you're wondering why you're not as confident. So we all know that confidence comes from the work put in, all the extra reps. So we need to work out in season so that we can boost our confidence. The third thing is to sharpen some things that we might be struggling with in games. So we're gonna say sharpen. So anything that we might be struggling with or any of the different actions that coach has us running that maybe we didn't work on the off season, we wanna make sure that we work on in season. So I'm gonna erase this. We're gonna get started with the first thing that we are going to do in season, right? How do we know what workouts to do? How do we know what to actually work on? Well, the first thing is going to be analyze film plus analytics. Obviously, if it's like right when the season's leading up or the first couple games, you might not have much of a sample size, so we can look at last season. But basically, we want to see the 3 main areas where we're going to be in the most. So let's say we have PNR ball handler 27% of the time. Let's say spot up, where we're catch and shoot or attacking closeouts, is 17% of the time. And these are our possessions where we're going to be shooting shots. And then let's say the third one is going to be transition. Let's say 12% of the time, okay? These 3 areas are gonna be the 3 that we are gonna focus on the most, because anything below that, even if it's isolation, a lot of times it's probably less than 8%, we don't really need to focus on it that much. What we wanna do in our in-season workouts is work on exactly what we're gonna do in the game and be as confident as possible in those areas. So how do we set this up? Well, we're gonna do something called ABC days, all right? So we have pick and roll ball handler. Let's call it A day. PNR ball handler. B day, spot up. And then C day is transition, okay? Now, obviously in season, especially if you're a heavy minutes guy, just like I was, I probably played 30 to 35 minutes a game my senior year. We don't want these workouts to exceed more than 30 minutes. Especially you got 2 hours of practice every day, 6 days a week, plus 2 or 3 games. We have to be super efficient with our time here. So A, B, and C day, essentially splitting up our 3 main skills that we're gonna be performing in the game into different days, right? We are gonna start with our A day. Let's say we have practice at 6 p.m. We're gonna make our schedule. Monday is going to be A day. Tuesday, B day. Wednesday, C. Thursday, D. Fry. Oh, not D. A again. B. And then Sat. C. We want 1 day of rest in there, so Sunday we'll probably rest because we might have a game Saturday night. So here's how it's going to work. We want to now split it up into pre and post practice vitamins. You can kind of pick and choose how you want to do this. So let's say A day we know is being pick and roll ball handler. Let's say I'm feeling good, I rested on Sunday, I want to work out for 25 to 30 minutes on Monday morning. Okay, well that's my A day, that's my pick and roll ball handler. I am going to go at 10 a.m. to 10:30, and I am going to work on my shots in the game as a pick and roll ball handler, okay? So maybe I work on, middies off of this. Maybe I work on snakes into it. Maybe I work on different floater options. And again, you can continue to improve this as you watch your film on Synergy and you see the exact positions you're gonna be in the game. So maybe it's some side pick and roll, maybe it's some Spain shots, and you can kind of tailor the workout based on that. Now, why I say pre and post practice vitamins, say this is at 10 a.m., but practice is at 4, you could do this in the morning and you can do this at night, but now you know your entire day is dedicated to being a pick and roll ball handler. So now we get that main focus. As we saw in the beginning of the video, it was 27% of our workload. Now B is going to be spot up. Maybe you're a little more tired from the workout Monday morning and practice. So now we want to do spot up post practice as our post practice vitamins. Okay, so maybe after practice, we do, let's say practice is 6 to 8, we go 8 to 8:20, and now we work on all of our shots spot up. We can even add some on the move there. So now we got our lifts and drifts. We got, let's say, attacking closeouts. We'll just go spot fakes, maybe go like up fake to the side. So, and we can kind of go to all of our game shots that we're gonna shoot in the game. In this section, we get it post-practice. It doesn't need to be the most taxing on our body. Then C is going to be transition. All right, so we're feeling good again. We wanna go in the morning. So let's just say 10 to 10:30 a.m. And now we can look at all of our transition possessions. Maybe we wanna work on different finishes. So finishes in transition. We can even get some teammates here and work on some 2-on-1 stuff. So maybe some small-sided games, but obviously not going super hard. We have 30 minutes. We don't want to go too crazy. So that's kind of the gist of it, where you can have an A day, a B day, and a C day based on the 3 most common areas that we're going to see ourselves in the game. And then obviously you can repeat that A, B, and C. The most important part though is to be on top of your game and know exactly what you need to work on. So for example, say you're crushing it with P&R ball handler and you know that you're really struggling with your spot up and your body's kind of feeling it. Well, that day spot up, right? It doesn't need to be such a strict schedule. This is just kind of to give you guidelines to stay on top of working on these different things that you know you're gonna do in the game. And also it's being aware that you wanna take care of your body as much as possible. So a lot of times you guys are gonna have guard and big man breakdown in practice. So if you guys can fit this into your actual practice routine and preserve your body, that's probably the best case scenario. So I would watch some Synergy if you have it, or ask your coach for it. So watch the film, and then what we're gonna do is reenact scenarios. So I remember specifically one scenario in the game that I had. It was hip to hip on the wing. I had to do a gap pickup, and then I had to finish against a rotating defender. So I literally recreated in sometimes the morning workouts, sometimes in practice, a 1-on-3 scenario where I had to work on finishing at the rim. And then the next game I finished and I made it work. So now that we have our A, B, and C days, how do we actually structure these workouts? I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I used to do. So I have my A day, pick and roll, P&R, ball handler. I'm gonna watch the film and all of the clips having me as the pick and roll ball handler. I'm gonna notice some things. The first thing, I'm not good at stop behind threes. The second thing, I'm not good when I reject the ball screen and get to a mid-range. I make probably 30% of those shots. So reject, and then the third one, I'm not great at telling my big man when to twist and when to rescreen. So I have to get a lot better at reading when my defender goes over versus when my defender goes under. So twist, communication, and chemistry with my big man. So now we're gonna structure that A day into time frames. So we had A was 10 to 10:30. It can literally be as simple as this. I'm gonna rep out 10 minutes of stop behind, 10 minutes of reject, and then 10 minutes of twist. We can break this down even further. I can go boom, 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 3, 3, 3. The first 3, I can play live if I want, get some coaches, and work on real game realistic reads of stopping behind the ball screen. The second 3, I can just rep it out and feel good. I can make 20 of them. And then the third one, go live or maybe do some audio cues with that. The same thing for reject and really experiment with these scenarios. Now after this, I have 30 minutes of working on the things that I'm not great at as a pick and roll ball handler. Next game, chances are I'm gonna make a stop behind 3 I'm gonna reject the ball screen and get to my space, or I'm gonna communicate with my big man and we're gonna twist it and cause the defense to have some communication errors. So I can do that again for my B and C day, but that's how I would structure it to make sure that my load is properly managed in season and I'm not overdoing it. The last thing I would say is we do want to add in 10 to 15% of our workouts to expand our game if we can. So yes, we have our A, B, and C days for our 3 main focuses and the percentages of places that we're gonna be most in the game, but I also wanna expand on my game a little bit. So I wanna add in a freestyle day. I can veer off my A, B, and C days, and I can just work on my game just like I do in the summer. It's gonna be 15 to 20 minutes, throw on some music, and I want you to just experiment. This is gonna be the not so rigid part of your in-season workouts. The other 3 days, the A, B, and C days, they're super focused. I see what I'm not good at in the game, I wanna improve it, so I'm gonna target that and literally direct my workout to be exactly that. The freestyle day, I want you to feel like you're in the summer again, and I want you to just have fun and experiment and expand some things in your game. It doesn't mean that you're gonna use it in the game because coach might not trust you with it. You might not be super confident in it, but we wanna keep adding, keep expanding so that when the time comes, I feel prepared and I can keep adding and then keep progressing as the seasons go on. So hope that helped you guys. That's exactly what I did when I was a college basketball player. I would analyze my film, I would look at the analytics, and then I would make A, B, and C days to make sure that even in season, I was still getting in my morning workouts and my pre and post practice vitamins so that my skills did not go away and all my hard work for the summer was not for nothing. So again, really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you guys like this type of video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. It really helps us continue to make these videos. Leave a comment with what you want to learn next or what we want to help and be the greatest resource for all the players, coaches, trainers, parents, everybody in the basketball community. So yeah, again, really appreciate you guys and we'll see you next time. Peace.